It's early on in the season, so let's bring some spice today. We're going to go for 0XL Pokemon there in the Open Ultra League, and we're going to run the Shadow Mamoswine. Like, I don't really care about MEweedle in the first few weeks anyway, because it doesn't really matter. You only really need one good cup, and you're going to be able to get pretty high anyway, as nobody hit Legend so far while I'm recording this. I don't really care too much, so let's take a look at Mamoswine here. We're going to have a matchup against Regirock. We're going to be able to go for one high horsepower, which gets shielded. We're going to take one move, which is actually rare. And we can go ahead and go for another high horsepower. Yeah, exactly. Trying to knock out this Regirock. Let's see if it's going to hit. It's going to destroy that thing, and we can realign our Pokemon, which is amazing. The thing with Mamoswine, of course, as the Shadow version especially, you are super squishy, like you're insanely squishy with this Pokemon. So it's a little bit tricky to win games with this. Here my opponent swaps in their Deoxys for whatever reason and goes straight Psycho Boost. Like, if you have any other charge move, that would be way better. Because now you're triple debuffed after this lunch and you're gonna do 0 damage. I think they realized as well right now they were locked into it and they're going to forfeit. Interesting play by my opponent, definitely wouldn't recommend to do the same. Next opponent, very good lead for us, and we see another Deoxys coming in here. This is awkward for us as we're going to have not the best matchups against Deoxys, and I think I messed that up as well. This was actually the first game I played and I didn't know how much damage a move would do against my Mamoswine. This was the first time I used this Mamoswine. I only built this for this video, of course, and I didn't expect that it would do that much damage, not gonna lie. We're going to be able to go for another charge move though, which will allow us to get the knockout, which is actually cool. We see the Warring coming in, and we sadly only can go for another charge move here as well, which is going to do basically 0 damage. They actually shielded. Never mind, Mamoswine is just the MVP here. Honestly, going straight for a resisted move there was definitely the play. As we're going to see the opponent going for an Earthquake. I guess being in half low-ish elo is kind of confusing for people, as Earthquake is not the way to go against Buzzwole. We see a Trevenant coming in, and at this point of time, Aurora is going to have a very good time here. Again, no XL Pokemon here. We have only one Legendary / Ultra Beast with the Buzzwole. Very achievable team, I guess. My Avisa also not as great there. Team actually worked out better than I thought, like, not gonna lie, team worked better than I thought, for whatever reason. Was funny, but of course it still didn't work out that well, because Mamoswine is not really the strongest Pokemon around. But yeah, in general, I like to spice things up as well sometimes, so it should be fine. We see a Pidgeot in the lead. This can be kind of awkward, but we can go into our Mamoswine here. Go ahead and go for an Avalanche. This should knock out the opponent if they go let this move go through, but they don't, and they're going to swap into their Cobalion. We have a shield advantage here already, so I can just take this. I'm just going to let this actually go. Why do I shield this? Not the way to go. Why do I go for the bait here? This doesn't make sense. Please, no, don't do this, Jonkus. Please don't do it. No, they're going to no-shield it. I have literally no idea what I did for this play. This was horrible played by me. I either no-shield, take the advantage, jump down with Buzzwole, or shield and go for the move that either guarantees you a shield or the knockout on the opponent. Honestly, I have zero idea what I did there. I can still at least go for one charge move here with my Buzzwole, and I think it might hurt me a lot now how I played this one. If I went for the high horsepower, I would have been able to realign, which would have basically won me the game easily here. And like this, I'm not going to be able to do this, and I definitely could have won this game if I played it correctly, which I just didn't, and it's kind of sad, because I actually think I would have had the game as well if I had the shield advantage still. Don't know, but no matter what happened there, exactly the move that I did was the wrong play there. I definitely could have won this game. Let's see if one Earthquake knocks me out, and of course it doesn't. We're gonna go down there, but I think we actually still had a chance as well if we had just the one shield advantage, but me doing stupid plays here is not really ideal. We're going to be able to go for one Avalanche against the opponent here. I shouldn't have went into my Mamoswine though. I should have went into my Auroras most likely, but Seed Bomb going to not even knock me out yet, but I can at least align my Auroras here now, having a shield advantage, and I can go ahead and go for some Weather Ball damage, I guess. They're going to throw their charge move first. I think I misplay this as well again. Let's see. I can go straight for my Weather Ball, but of course, why go straight for a Weather Ball if you can also CMP on the opponent and literally just lose half of your health for no reason at all? Just amazing. We're going to see the Warring coming in. At least we can go for one Meteor Beam. Do they like this beam? Do they not like this beam? Let's see what they're going to do. They're going to let this move go through, as we can just take the Earthquake coming in here, I guess. Taking out the Auroras, we will be able to farm them all the way down now. And Boswell might be able to sweep your endgame depending on what they have in the bag. It's going to be a Drapion. I actually like this one. Drapion is a very decent matchup for your Boswell, as Boswell will be able to resist its main damaging move, which is going to be Crunch. But of course, still, if they have something like, for example, the Sludge Bomb, this still would be neutral. But like this, we can go ahead and go for another lunge. Gonna get the final shield, and we have a superpower stored here. I can shield other move, whatever they're going to throw at me. It's going to be a Sludge Bomb, doesn't matter. One more superpower, going to be enough to knock out the opponent easily here. Next opponent coming through now, we will see the Boswell against the Giratina. This is not ideal for me or for anybody, but I can go ahead and go to my Mamoswine. I'm going to actually throw my high horsepower and time. This is something I didn't know that I could do. And they're going to no-shield this, which allows me now to shield this move and farm them down and realign my Pokemon, which is amazing because I really don't want to have the, my lead there, my Boswell against their Ghost type, because Ghost types are completely hard-rolling Boswell. So we can go ahead and go into our Auroras. Hopefully this is a better matchup. Hopefully they don't have a better answer in the bag. Let's see what they're going to do. They're going to go into a Cresselia, something I don't like to see, not gonna lie. But I can at least shield up the first one here, which allows me... Oh, it's a future side even. Like, they run even a stronger move here. Will allow me to debuff the opponent's attack if they would let me even... they shield still just debuff them. I can double debuff them. So shielding the first one definitely was the way to go. And they're going to double shield here as well. And I think I could have played this matchup a little bit better as well later on if I recall correctly, but I don't know. We're going to see the swap into the Giratina. Fine for me to throw this, but I think I could have swapped out here actually already. I think I was able to swap out, which might have helped me a little bit more. But we will be able to go ahead and go for one Weather Ball now. This should do some damage, and actually I thought that the opponent has still more health, more energy on the Cresselia, but I think they actually don't. And I'm going for the Meteor Beam here. I think I have to go for another one. Let's see what's going to happen here. They're going to no-shield this there because they don't have shields. Okay, I know, never mind. There was nothing that I could have done here, I think. I could have maybe actually tried to still save my move on my Boswell, but I don't know if the time was actually up or if not, but still, it's okay. We'll see in the next game here. We're going to see a Swampert in the lead. Swampert in the lead is a little bit of a trickier one for my backline at least, but in the lead it's kind of okay. It's kind of neutral in the lead. It's not that good for you either, because Hydrocan's still going to hit you hard and you're not the bulkiest boy, even though you look kind of bulky. We will be able to shield up this move, but sadly, what you're going to see here, this is exactly not enough to farm them down. They survive with a 1 HP in a Dream, which really sucks because now I have to throw another charge move here, and I don't really have any advantage from winning the lead there, other than I can align my Mamoswine against the opponent's Trevenant. Don't even know why I shielded there. Like, I actually don't know why I shielded here in hindsight. I would have still survived, I think, one charge move by them. Would have still got to the move, and I would have then just died with it, which I think is better than what I did there. So now I'm 2 shields down. I don't think I really play this well. I'm gonna go ahead and go for the Icicle Spear. Do they maybe shield this one? They do not, and it doesn't really look too good for me either right now. I will be able to let this move go through and should still survive this one. Exactly, I can swap out immediately into my Auroras. Again, I think I could have also played this better here if I just went into my Auroras before and tried to get some energy against the opponent, but like this, it's going to be a tough one to still come back from it. My opponent makes a good play here in general as well, though, getting a ton of energy with that Trevenant to actually still have a charge move stored against my Boswell later on. Also very good timing by the opponent, knowing the counts for Auroras here. But yeah, this team in general that we play here is more based for spice. I don't really want to do the most serious team here anyway, so if you lose against something like Trevenant plus Walrein, which is literally everywhere, just happens. We will see a Walrein against us again. What a surprise. Walrein is honestly still the best Pokemon in the Ultra League, so imagine this Pokemon still had the Icicle Spear, which had like 5 less energy. It would have been even more broken right now in the current meta, but it's still like literally one of the best Pokemon to use right now. So yeah, we will see a Cobalion coming in here. I'm actually going to let this move go through, thinking I would survive it, not knowing that I wouldn't survive it, and now we're kind of in a tough spot. We will be able to go ahead and go into our own Boswell again. we should be able to go for some superpower damage. This should knock them out if they're going to let this move go through. They don't let this move go through. They're going to shield up and they can just go ahead and spam those Sacred Swords, which is kind of annoying because you see what we have in the back. It does not really like to battle against the opponents here, but we're still going to be able to knock them out. We have now our Auroras aligned against a Charizard, which looks pretty decent. And what we're going to do here is we're going to do something beautiful. We're going to go ahead and go for the bait. You thought I would go for the Media Beam? Never. We will be able to go for the bait and get the shield. And now we're going to go and do something very beautiful here. We're going to go for the straight Media Beam, double super effective stab, insanely strong move. Bye Charizard. And we're going to be able to win this game here. Next opponent, let's see. We see Buzzwole against Trevenant. Horrible lead again. It's literally either you hit the Trevenant or the Walrein in the lead. And whoever you face, you're going to be a little bit luckier with it. But yeah, we see here that they're going to go into a Talonflame, which actually not too bad. I can go for an Avalanche, we're gonna get the shield back, and I can still go for another Avalanche afterwards. But sadly, my opponent, like a very good play by my opponent to not throw here, will allow them to farm me all the way down. They invested 2 shields into their Talonflame. They have 100 energy right now. I can take at least 1 move, maybe even 2 flame charges here. Let's see. We're actually going to be able to take 2 flame charges, and I don't really want a shield here at all because I don't really think my Auroras has that much play later on, but we will see. We can go for one Media Beam. This Media Beam will destroy them, and we will see the opponent coming into their Trevenant again. I can go for my Weather Ball, but sadly my opponent makes an insane catch here on the Charizard, which actually doesn't really matter too much either because Charizard just sweeps me at this point anyway, so there's not a lot that they can gain from this. But still very nice catch there by the opponent. They can still go for 1 Dragon Claw. I actually thought I would win CMP against the Charizard, but I guess Buzzwole does not do that for me here. Still can go for 1 Superpower, still going to knock them out, but now the Trevenant will be enough to knock me out as well. Even if he didn't catch the other move, like clearly didn't matter really here. He would have won anyway with the Charizard on the back. Guess they just wanted to be fancy. Next opponent, the final opponent, we're going to see a Muk against us. This is something I like to see. Muk is kind of similar compared to the Drapion. We can go straight for the lunge, making the opponent do less damage here, putting them at half health, and I can now swap out after this acid spray into my Mamoswine, getting an energy lead, and also going to be able to go for some high horsepowers. High horsepower coming through. First one here going to do around 60% to the opponent. Very nice for a neutral move here. We're going to let this Icicle Spear come through, and we can still go ahead and go for 1 more high horsepower here, which will knock out the opponent. And we can realign. It's my favorite thing to do, realign my Pokemon. Muk comes back in, I can go back into my Buzzwole, and what I do now is I force the opponent to stay in basically here, and I will be able to now go ahead and swap into my Auroras and kind of walling the Trevenant now. This should be a good game for the end. But yeah, Mamoswine in the Ultra League, Shadow Mamoswine with the new move. Kind of cool, fun pick, but you're going to, like you saw here already, it didn't really do too much. Like you need kind of rock coverage more, like Stone Edge or whatever would have been better. But high horsepower, still a cool move. This Pokemon still funny to use, but not really meta relevant. Still, we're going to be able to knock out the last opponent's Trevenant here, and we're still going to deal with the Muk and winning this final game. So thanks for watching. See you next one. Leave a like if you haven't already, and I hope I see you next one. Bye.